It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Siren Craft Brew, and it's a can of Flex California Pale Ale. This beer is coming in at 5.3% ABV in a 440 milliliter can. I actually picked this beer up in Home Bargains. I'm doing a bit of a Home Bargains beer run at the moment. Picked a lot of beers up that were new. I was down there picking up fire logs, to be honest with you, and I thought I'll have a little wander down the beer aisle, have a look, and they had 4, 5, maybe 6 different beers, including a keg of Warsteiner Lager, which I definitely picked up. Some of you may have watched that video by now. It's great then. It really is great that Home Bargains are making a bit of an effort with beer. I picked up a Vocation Pure Pilsner very recently in there, and now I'm drinking a Siren craft beer from them. I know I've been very critical in the past of the Home Bargains beers. I know that. I'm just doing what I do. I'm just telling you if a good beer is good and a bad beer is bad. But I tell you one thing for Home Bargains. They listen. They listen. And that's a very, very good quality to have. I have been drinking the Aldi craft beers now for 4, 5 years. And I've been banging on about how bad the Aldi craft beers are. And they're simply not listening. They are not listening. They're just carrying on, chucking out these awful beer after awful beer after awful beer. And there's a lot of frustration in the industry as to why they're just not listening to anybody. Aldi brew terrific pilsners, German Weiss beers. They're a German company. They should, but their craft beer is terrible. But on the other hand, Home Bargains, I reviewed some of their microbrew craft beer stuff 4 or 5 months ago. Very hard hitting with it. This is just not very good. And then beers are not on the shelf anymore. I'm not saying that's all down to me. Who am I? But I'd like to think my little voice has got some kind of communication with these people. It's nice to see, basically, let's get rid of this story now. Let's put this story to bed. It's nice to see that the beers that were terrible in Home Bargains are not there anymore, and they've replaced them beers with some Vocation and now some Siren. Message over. Let's get on with the beer review. One finger whitehead, good levels of carbonation, hazy straw coloured beer. Exactly what a California Pale Ale should look like. A modern California Pale Ale, should I say. A little bit of carbonation there to get the aroma. It's good. It's very good. Very good. Tangerine, grapefruit, a bit of lemon, a bit of spiciness, pepperiness. Fantastic aroma. Very inviting aroma. I definitely want to. It's a type of beer you want to smell and sip. Smell and sip. You're like smelling it, it smells great, gonna sip it straight away. Let's do that. Super. Really lovely. Really lovely beer. Easy drinking, refreshing, soft, pillowy, touch of sweetness to begin with. Very little bitterness on the back end. very good. It's very good. A solid, more than solid. I shouldn't have used the word solid. This is very good. This is a very good example of an American pale ale, a California pale ale. Now, California pale ales, you could say that there should be a lot of bitterness on the back end. I mean, California's in the west coast of America. If you think of west coast IPAs, how west coast of IPAs used to taste like 5-6 years ago, they used to have a whacking great bitterness on the back end. Over time, the Vermont style, the New England style of IPA in America took over. Everybody wanted to brew these soft, pillowy IPAs and pale ales with next to no bitterness on the back end. And I suppose, if I'm honest with you, if I've drunk West Coast IPA from Stone Brewing Company or some of the other fantastic breweries in the west coast of America, they have tailed back that bitterness. They're not as bitter as they used to be. It's almost as if they're pandering to the East Coast style of beer. Some would say progress. Some would say modernization. They've modernized the beers. They've dropped the bitterness off the back end. How do they do that? What they do, they take the hops. They don't put the hops in the boil. They put the hops in the fermenter. It's a bit like over-boiling a tea bag. It's a bit like leaving your tea bag in your tea in boiling hot water for a little bit too long. The tea will become a little bit too astringent. It'll become a little bit too... So, if you put some... I always make tea with milk. I've always put the tea bag in with the milk. I just like that more softer tasting tea. And it's very much the same as the fermenter. If you put in hops in the fermenter, it's a lot lower temperature. You're getting all of the flavour from the hops, but you're not extracting that bitterness. This is very good. Very good. Gonna be honest, I only bought this last week and I've forgotten what I paid for it. It was certainly in that impulsive purchase price. It was about £2 a can. It wasn't like you go, ooh, I like that, ooh, but look at the price. I mean, it's home bargains. They're very good at putting things on the shelf that's very impulsive. It's an impulsive purchase. You'll go, bang, I whack that in my trolley. It looks good. It doesn't cost very much. This did exactly the same thing for me. I looked at it, seen it with Siren, looked at the price. It was something like £2. For a 440 milliliter can of craft beer, I think that's tremendous value for money. Even if it was slightly more or slightly less, might have been £1.80, might have been £2.20. It was still in that impulsive, grab it off the shelf kind of price point for me. So the description of the beer is Flex is crisp, clean and refreshing on the palate with Simcoe, Citra, Mosaic and Galaxy hops. Some fantastic hops in there. Combining to offer delicious, sticky, tropical and piney notes. It finishes with a lick of welcome bitterness. There is a little bit of bitterness in there. I like the ABV as well at 5.3%. It's very good. It's a very, very good example of an American pale ale. Look at the lacing on the glass. I mean, just to finish this off, congratulations to Home Bargains. Well done to Home Bargains. They're listening. I mean, the biggest thing in business is to listen. The biggest thing in business is to listen. If you're walking around with your fingers in your ears, not listening to your customers, then you're going to end up like Aldi, just producing bad craft. Aldi have got probably the worst reputation for craft beer in the whole of the UK. Granted, Home Bargains didn't have a great start, but they're looking to change. They're looking to change things. However, we do have two of their own, or one of their own beers. We have a microbrew craft brew Cheeky Choco, which is coming to the channel soon. Very soon. So look out for that one. I hope they've improved their own brand microbrew beers. We'll see. But thanks for watching this one. I'm going to rate this one. It's a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Really good beer from Siren and Home Bargains. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!